Hello, my friends. This is Tassif here. I am back with a new live stream. I just had a live stream earlier this evening, uh, maybe an hour ago. I don't know. I didn't keep track of time, maybe 1.5 hours ago. And here I am back with another one. There's a lot to discuss. And during this live stream, I will be talking about the cabinet appointments. The cabinet appointments, there are lots of updates pertaining to the cabinet appointments. So my friends, please join me for this live stream. And don't forget to like my videos, okay? If you are here, if you are watching this, if you enjoy watching this channel, please hit the like button. I am back for a second time this evening, okay? All right. Okay, more viewers are joining. That is great. We want to increase those numbers. We want to grow the size of this community. Bree is writing, I appreciate your channel. Thank you. Thank you, Bree. Aaron, thanks for joining. Kushi, Terry, and others who are joining. Thank you, my friends. Please support this channel because we want to keep going. We want to continue to discuss social and political issues, both domestic and international. And there will be lots to discuss going forward. Lots to discuss going forward. Now, this live stream is open to all. This is not in the subscriber only mode. So anyone can tune in, anyone can chat. All I ask that we focus on constructive conversation, we focus on dialogue, okay? So let's be nice to each other and let's start. So since November 5th, and I should say since the early hours of November 6th, when we found out that Donald Trump is the president-elect, it took us a few hours. You know, this time the results came in fairly quickly, I think. As soon as the polls closed, I think we started getting the updates, you know, North Carolina, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan. We got the results pretty promptly, I should say, pretty quickly. And on election night, actually, from an election night party, I was doing live streams. And so some of you may have seen that. Okay, I was at an election night party. I was doing live streams from the party. I shared with you some of the excitements from the party live. And so as soon as it became obvious that Donald Trump is going to be the president, the 47th president, he's the president-elect, there's been a lot of speculation, and there continues to be a lot of speculation regarding the cabinet appointments, okay? People have been and continue to throw different names out there. You know, people are making guesses, people are making predictions. Some of the people you listen to on TV, they have sources in government where they can get some information from. They have friends in DC. You know, it's a huge political circle, right? It's a huge political arena. So a lot of people are trying to get information about, okay, what is the transition team doing? Who is going to be the nominee for this position or that position? And then that's how we get all the information when people say, oh, sources are informing us that these individuals are under consideration for this position, that position. And so there's a lot of speculation, a lot of speculation. And, you know, speculating is good, okay, because that keeps the discussion going. But not all speculation would end up being accurate. We know that. Now, I will go into that discussion. Okay, for example, we saw today a huge announcement being made. Donald Trump finally, he announced his selection for the position of the Attorney General. Now, do I have to tell you who he selected for Attorney General, or do you already know? I'm guessing some of you already know this. It's been a few hours already since the announcement was made public. So please tell me, do you know who Donald Trump selected for the position of the Attorney General? And don't forget to like this video. Nine likes already. 9 likes already. We can go higher. Support this channel, my friends. Like this video. Terry is writing, I know AG selection. Terry, I know that you know. James Nation is writing, Matt Gaetz. Journey to Justice writes, Matt, absolutely. Matt Gaetz is the person who Donald Trump selected for the role of the Attorney General. And whenever we talk about any presidential administration, there are few cabinet positions that, we think of as, the top positions, the top, like the biggest positions. And, it may vary depending on who you ask, like what positions they think are most important. But if you ask me, I would say the Energy Secretary, the Health and Human Services Secretary, the Defense Secretary, and the Secretary of State, and, of course, White House Chief of Staff, and Attorney General. Attorney General. Absolutely Attorney General. Now, why did I start with Energy Secretary? Well, that's because we know that energy is the lifeblood of our economy. Energy is the lifeblood of our economy. And so after 4 years of going through absolute disaster in terms of the energy sector, because, the last 4 years we have suffered tremendously because of high gas prices. And we saw how the Biden administration pushed the green energy agenda on the population and basically messed up the market, which is why we have such high gas prices. Anyway, so the Energy Secretary is going to play a tremendous role going forward, whoever that is. I don't think we know yet. Energy Secretary, we don't know who it is. So we're gonna have to wait for that announcement from Donald Trump. But yeah, that's going to be an important position. Then Health and Human Services Secretary. As a healthcare policy analyst, I think that the health department is one of the most important, obviously, because, when you think about Medicare, you think about Medicaid, you think about all the different programs, you think about the private health insurance marketplace. I mean, anything to do with healthcare, anything to do with hospitals and facilities and clinics and doctors and nurses and workforce, everything falls under the Department of Health and Human Services. So it's a big bureaucracy, of course. There are lots of improvements that can be made. We can really pick any government agency, and obviously there are things we can do to make those agencies more efficient. But right now, what I want to say is, when you look at all the different cabinet positions, I told you the ones that I think are most important. But there are others. Each position is important. The Director of National Intelligence, very, very important. But the Attorney General, that is a special position. Everyone is curious to know who the Attorney General is going to be. And finally, we came to know who Donald Trump would like to see as the Attorney General. So he made his decision public, who he picked, and that is Matt Gaetz. Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, he is the one who Donald Trump has selected for the position of the Attorney General. And my friends, I will tell you, and I think you already know this if you've been watching the news, you already know that that there are all kinds of opinions that people have regarding this selection. Okay, some people love Matt Gaetz, they love Matt Gaetz, and others, they don't. Now, Matt Gaetz, if you recall, when Kevin McCarthy was the Speaker of the House, it was Matt Gaetz who played a major role in basically, how should I say this? In basically ensuring that Kevin McCarthy can no longer be in that position. So Matt Gaetz's name, however you view him, is written in history as the Congress member who played that very significant role, okay? Like I said, whether you support his move or you oppose his move, but it was Matt Gaetz whose efforts resulted in Kevin McCarthy's departure from the position of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, okay? So I know some of you, liked what Matt Gaetz did. Some of you did not. Even among Republicans, there are debates to this day. Some people would have loved to see Kevin McCarthy continue to be the Speaker of the House. Others were happy that he had to leave. So the opinions vary. But regardless of what your opinion is, I think we can all agree that Matt Gaetz is a very prominent member of the United States House of Representatives. And we all understand that he's very loyal, okay? Very, very loyal, very, he's a strong ally of Donald Trump, okay? Would you agree that Matt Gaetz is a strong ally of Trump? I'm guessing you would all agree, but let me know if you don't. And so when the announcement came that Donald Trump has selected Matt Gaetz to be the Attorney General. By the way, my friends, would you all write where you are all from? Let's do that exercise, okay? Where are you all from? I'm from Wisconsin. Let's do this exercise and let's hit the like button. Don't forget, my friends. All right. So we know that Matt Gaetz is extremely loyal. He's a strong Republican. He's loyal. And although there may be differences of opinions within the Republican Party about Matt Gaetz, what they think of Gaetz, Matt Gaetz is a very prominent figure in the House. He's a Florida congressman. Florida obviously is a major state. And so as soon as Donald Trump announced Matt Gaetz's name, there literally was a shockwave in the political arena. There was a shockwave in the political arena regarding this announcement. Because, if we go back, and I discussed this on my channel, if we go back, 2 or 3 days or 4 days, there was a lot of speculation about who the individual would be, who Trump would choose for this position, Attorney General. And some said, oh, it's going to be Utah Senator Mike Lee, and some said it would be I think it was Matt Whitaker. Matt Whitaker, his name was also there. Hold on, Matt Whitaker. Yes. And I'm forgetting a few other names, but different names were being mentioned. Utah Senator Mike Lee, obviously very prominent. And then Matt Whitaker's name was mentioned because he is the former acting Attorney General. So during the Trump administration, he served as the acting Attorney General. And so some thought maybe he is going to get that position. But to the best of my knowledge, I cannot recall seeing Matt Gaetz's name. I mean, did anyone see Matt Gaetz's name being mentioned? To the best of my ability, as far as I can recall, I did not see Matt Gaetz's name being mentioned. Now, if you have seen it, you can let me know. But I have not seen Matt Gaetz's name being mentioned in the days leading up to today. Hold on. All right. And so it came as a surprise. Okay, you want to call it a shockwave or a big surprise, you choose your terms. But it was very, very significant when the announcement was made that Donald Trump has chosen Matt Gaetz. Okay, some people couldn't believe it, and others, they were very happy. And so, just a little bit about Matt Gaetz, I think I need to share. Here's what Donald Trump said. Donald Trump said, "It is my great honor to announce that Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida is hereby nominated to be the Attorney General of the United States." And then Donald Trump went on to write, "Matt is a deeply gifted and tenacious attorney." Deeply gifted and tenacious, okay? Just follow the language that Trump is using. Okay, how strongly he's writing about Matt Gaetz. He's saying Matt is not a gifted, but a deeply gifted and tenacious attorney, trained at the William and Mary College of Law. Okay, now it is one thing to be educated. It's a slightly different thing to be trained. We can get education. And then not do anything with that education. For example, you may get a degree in biology. I've seen that happen. Somebody gets a degree in biology, undergrad degree in biology, and then goes on to become something that has nothing to do with biology. So let's say you studied chemistry or biology, and then you go on to become a banker, right? You go on to become a banker. Nothing to do with biology, nothing to do with chemistry, right? So that's education. You can get education and then not do anything with the education, okay? You can get a degree, you have been educated in biology or chemistry, but then you go on to do something else. I mean, that's totally fine, but understanding the difference is important. So education is one thing, but training is a different thing. So you may not have a degree in English literature, but let's say that you have a mentor who basically you get a lot of training on the different kinds of writing. Okay, how to write memos, how to write policy papers, how to write essays, understanding the different generations and how literature evolved, so on and so forth. Maybe that's not the best example, but I'm trying to think of a more relevant example. Something that you can be trained in that you may not have formal education in. Okay, you can be trained to you can be trained in something that maybe you didn't pursue formal education in. Okay, so if you can come up with a better example, just let me know. Um, this is my second live stream, so my brain's a little exhausted. And by the way, if you missed my first live stream earlier today, not my first, actually, this is my third live stream because I did one earlier in the morning. So what Trump is trying to say is that not only does Matt Gaetz have education in legal studies, but he's trained to handle legal matters. He understands, and he has the practical knowledge and the skills. Okay, and then Trump says, he says Matt is a deeply gifted and tenacious attorney trained at the William and Mary College of Law, who has distinguished himself in Congress through his focus on achieving desperately needed reform at the Department of Justice. I mean, really strong words. Distinguished in Congress. There are many members of Congress, but Trump is saying Matt Gaetz is distinguished, and he is, and he has a focus on achieving desperately needed reforms at the Department of Justice, which is one of the most important departments in the American government. And then Trump says, few issues in America are more important than ending the partisan weaponization of our justice system. Matt will end weaponized government, protect our borders, another big issue. Matt will protect our borders, dismantle criminal organizations. Obviously, there are many criminal organizations, and because of the open border policy of the Biden-Harris administration, we have seen a growth in the number of criminal organizations. For example, Tren de Aragua. We talk about Tren de Aragua. Previously, we know that MS-13, they caused havoc. Now we have Tren de Aragua, and so there's Tren de Aragua that is causing havoc in the United States. It's a transnational gang, migrant gang, and so Trump is saying that Matt Gaetz will dismantle criminal organizations, including, I believe, MS-13, Tren de Aragua, and others who are engaged in violence and drug trade and human trafficking and all that. And Trump also said regarding Matt Gaetz, Matt will restore Americans' badly shattered faith and confidence in the Justice Department. And then Trump goes on to talk about, oh, by the way, are you having reception issues? Can you see me properly? Oh, Bree. Oh, okay. Alabama Road, bad reception. Is there a reception issue? Oh, so you're not seeing my video? Let's see. Would you please let me know if you can see my video and hear me clearly or not? Alabama says, yes, hearing problem. Really? You're having hearing problem? Bree is writing good reception. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, Kushi can, okay, everyone's saying it's fine. All right. So Alabama, if you can't hear me properly, maybe close the window, maybe open it again. Okay. All right. Okay, I don't know what's causing it. Most people are saying it's coming in clearly. All right, Claudia is here, Sylvia is here, Kushi is here, Aaron is here, Birdman, Bree. Great. Well, thank you. Journey to Justice. All right, I'm just gonna continue. Okay, I'm just gonna continue. So Trump has said. Now he goes on to talk about Matt Gaetz's role in Congress. He says on the House Judiciary Committee, which performs oversight of the Department of Justice, Matt played a key role in defeating the Russia hoax and exposing alarming and systemic government corruption and weaponization. Okay? Then Trump says he's a champion for the Constitution and the rule of law. Then Trump says Matt will root out the systemic corruption at DOJ and return the department to its true mission of fighting crime and upholding our democracy and Constitution. And then Trump says we must have honesty, integrity, and transparency at DOJ. These are the key words. Honesty, integrity, and transparency at the DOJ. That's what we need. Honesty, integrity, and transparency at the DOJ. And then Trump says, okay, so now Trump is presenting a vision of what the DOJ will look like if Matt Gaetz is elevated to the position of the Attorney General. So far, Matt Gaetz is just a nominee. He has been nominated. He has not been confirmed by the Senate. And so now, after praising Matt Gaetz, after saying that Matt is a gifted and tenacious attorney, he was trained, not just educated, but trained. As I said, you can be educated, but in order to do practical things, you have to get the training. So he's not just, somebody with a law degree, but he also has the training. And then Trump said, what Matt Gaetz would do if he becomes the AG, like, as I mentioned, combat organized crime and expose alarming and systemic government corruption, so on and so forth. And now finally, in the final sentence, Trump is saying, under Matt's leadership, all Americans will be proud of the Department of Justice once again. So it's a kind of restoration. It's a kind of restoration, There is a government agency, highly respected once upon a time, did great work, great public servants. But we have seen over the years that there are lots of issues, lots of problems at the Justice Department. So Trump is presenting an image. Trump is presenting, a vision in front of the American people, a vision of what the Justice Department will be if Matt Gaetz is confirmed to be the Attorney General. So he's saying, under Matt's leadership, assuming Matt becomes the leader and he does all the things that Trump expects him to do, uphold the rule of law and the Constitution and fight crime and all that. Under Matt's leadership, Trump is saying all Americans will be proud of the Department of Justice once again. So it's that theme of, making America strong again, making America safe again, making America healthy again, making America great again, making the Justice Department one that all Americans will be proud of once again. And so this is a very, very strong endorsement. This is obviously a very, very strong, for a paragraph like this to come from Donald Trump, this is basically the highest recommendation letter that you can get. It really is. When Donald Trump takes the time to write such strong words about somebody, praising that person's experience and education and training, and presenting a vision of what the Americans will experience if Matt Gaetz is elected to the position that Donald Trump is nominating him for, then, really, I can't think of a better recommendation than the one that Matt Gaetz got. And so Matt Gaetz's nomination obviously came as a surprise. Okay, it's being discussed. As I said, Matt Whitaker's name was being mentioned as a possible candidate for Attorney General. Senator Mike Lee's name was being mentioned, and there were others I'm forgetting. And I have not, to the best of my knowledge, I didn't see in the last 1 week, I didn't see Matt Gaetz's name being mentioned. If it was mentioned somewhere, then I'm sorry, maybe I missed it. You can point it out. But here comes a name, Matt Gaetz. Everyone knows who Matt Gaetz is. And Trump nominates him for Attorney General. I mean, when you think of Attorney General, you're probably thinking of somebody much more senior, somebody with a lot of gray hair, somebody with, I don't know, maybe 30 years of experience in the legal field. That's not Matt Gaetz. That's not Matt Gaetz. But Matt Gaetz has achieved something that many people could not, and that is Trump's confidence. Matt Gaetz has achieved Trump's confidence. And that is very, very important. By the way, my friends, we are 31 minutes into the live stream. Our live stream started slow, very, very slow, I should say. And it seems like we're finally gaining a little bit of momentum because of your likes. So 112 people are watching right now. And I'm hoping that the number will go up. We have achieved, as high as 800 people at any given point in time. So as I said in my previous live stream, the second live stream of the day, just earlier this evening, that a lot of people are trying to suppress our channel. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. So please continue to like and subscribe. And if you have a Facebook page or a Truth Social page or a Twitter page, go and share a link to this video on your social media page. Ask people to tune in, okay? This live stream is going to go on for longer because I'm just getting started. I'm just talking about Matt Gaetz. I have other people I need to talk about. So please support this channel, okay? Let's gain momentum, okay? Let's defeat the trolls. Let's defeat the haters, and let's gain momentum, okay? Let's grow the size of this community. And for anyone who's watching who has not subscribed yet, please subscribe, my friends. Please subscribe. It is important that you subscribe and you support this channel. Okay, so please do that, my friends. Okay, I do live streams every day. That's how passionate I am about live streaming. I do live streams every day. So please, hold on. So please support this channel. I would really, really appreciate that. Okay. Hold on, my friends. Okay. So here we are. By the way, this live chat window is open for all. So you don't have to be a subscriber to participate. This is open for all. Okay. Alabama is writing, thought it was pronounced Matt Gaetz. Gaetz? I don't know. My pronunciation may not be perfect. I say Matt Gaetz. So I don't know if I may be pronouncing it wrong. I don't know. So that's okay. But you know what? Here's the thing, which I was going to tell you in a little bit, but I'll just say it now. I met Matt Gaetz. I met him. Okay. Do you want to see a picture of? You want to see a picture of me and Matt Gaetz? Shall I share that with you? I met him just like some weeks ago. I met Matt Gaetz. He was here in Wisconsin. I have a nice picture with him. Okay, let me see if I can share that. Okay. Bree says yes. Okay, I am going to share that. Hold on. Let's share this. All right. Where is that picture? Where's that picture? I have it right here. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm gonna find it and share with you that picture. Bree says, please show us. I will do that. Thank you. Thanks for your interest. Um, okay. I have so many pictures here. I have to look for the right one. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I posted that. Hold on. I I forgot the date. So, oh, here. All right. Okay. So how am I going to share this link? I can copy the link. I can paste it here. Are you going to be able to see it? Can you click on that link? It'll take you to my Facebook, and you can see that picture. Otherwise, there's a different way for me to show that to you. Hold on, I can show that to you. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Stay here. Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay. All right. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm gonna turn my laptop and show you the picture. Are you ready for it? Let me know. Can I show you my picture with Matt Gaetz? Should I go ahead? All right. Here. Hold on. Okay. Do you see it? Did you see it? Oh, you saw it, right? You could see it clearly, right? Okay. All right. Great. Great. All right. Bree says, great picture. Okay. All right. Wonderful. So yeah. So I got to meet Matt Gaetz, and this is actually from, hold on, where is this from? This is from October. So last month. Okay. Time moves so fast, I can't keep track, but this is from October. So yeah, I got to meet Matt Gaetz. Very nice, wonderful. Hold on. Yeah, he's a very friendly person, when you meet him. And so, Matt Gaetz's nomination came as a surprise. People were thinking, oh, it's probably going to be some senior person, somebody in his or her 60s, somebody who has a lot of experience, maybe served as a judge, whatever, or somebody who has a long history in Congress, somebody who sits on the Judiciary Committee, which Matt Gaetz does. He sits on the Judiciary Committee, but he's fairly young. And so a lot of people found it very hard to believe. People are still processing that, oh, Matt Gaetz, he is the one who Trump chose. And, I have lots of thoughts on that. So how old is Matt Gaetz? Okay, he is in his early 40s. He's really young. I mean, when we think of Attorney General, we think of people with gray hair, and not just a little gray hair, a lot of gray hair, I think, unless people put hair color and dye and all that. By the way, my hair is all natural. You see a lot of gray, not a drop of hair dye, no color. It's all natural, by the way. So Matt Gaetz, he achieved something which a lot of other people could not, and that is Donald Trump's confidence. Donald Trump is confident about Matt Gaetz. And do you think that this decision was arrived at overnight? Do you think that this decision was arrived at, like Trump arrived at this decision of selecting Matt Gaetz, 7 days ago? Donald Trump knew, I think 6 months ago or a year ago, Trump knew. That is my belief. I don't know what Trump has, I can't read anyone's thoughts, but I think that for months Trump knew that this is who he's going to select for AG, for Attorney General. Because Matt Gaetz certainly achieved Trump's confidence. Now, I understand, Chris is saying, I'm not sure about Gaetz, AG, and others maybe saying, oh, he's great. What I will tell you as an average American, as somebody who pays attention to politics, I'll tell you, I am confident about Donald Trump's pick. I'm confident. And you know what? This is mostly about the president getting to pick who they like, who they want. Okay? It's a privilege that the president has. Obviously, the confirmation has to come from the legislative branch of the government, the upper body of the legislative branch of the government, okay? The upper body in Congress. But it's really, the president gets to decide who, okay? The legislature, the Senate can only confirm or not confirm. But no one can make a recommendation, like officially, okay? So there's no other governmental body that can come together and say, okay, we vote to recommend this individual. So, Mr. President, we as a government body, we all had a discussion. We are recommending that you nominate this person for the position of Attorney General, or for the position of Secretary of State, or for the position of Secretary of Defense. No government body has that authority. Okay? It is the president, whoever is the president, okay? Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever. Whoever is the president gets to nominate, gets to make that nomination. Only the president has a say in the process. Now, if you know the president personally, if you are a friend or if you are an advisor, obviously you can say, Mr. President, here's my humble advice. I think this person will be right for the job. So obviously people can make those recommendations, and I'm sure people do. But officially, there is no government body that can say, we as the elected representatives of, this government body, we officially recommend that the president nominate this person. There's no body like that. So the legislature, the upper body in Congress, can either confirm or not confirm. But the president gets to decide. Okay? And so, my friends, it is going to be very interesting going forward to see what happens in Congress. Now, I have decided to present to you the facts and to share with you my thoughts. But I respect the process. So I'm not going to say what the process should look like, or whether it's a good selection or not a good selection. What I will tell you is that there are great leaders on the conservative side, great leaders, okay? Current leaders, current elected officials, former elected officials, other prominent people on the conservative side. There are, like, for whatever position you want to fill, if you look for candidates, you will find lots and lots of candidates, okay? So like Secretary of State, Marco Rubio has been chosen for Secretary of State. That's great. Once again, it's the president who gets to decide. But of course, the legislative body will confirm or not confirm that. But if you want like 10 names, let's say you say, let's come up with 10 names from the Republican side, who should be the Secretary of State, or who should be the Energy Secretary, or who should be the Defense Secretary. There are no shortage of options. We have lots and lots of options. We have lots of options. Okay? And that is a good thing. That is a good thing. If we don't have people, that's a problem. If we say, oh, we want a great energy secretary, but oh my God, who should we choose? Can't think of anyone. No. Whatever position you want to fill, on our side, on the Republican side, on the conservative side, there are lots of names, lots of great options. And then, of course, the president gets to decide. So it's Matt Gaetz. That's the fact. We know it now. I'm not going to comment on the decision. I'm not going to proactively, I'm not going to try to predict what the confirmation process is going to look like. But what I can tell you is that for somebody to be nominated by Trump with such amazing praises and compliments, obviously Matt Gaetz has achieved Trump's confidence. Okay? And we know that Trump has dealt with a lot of people. Remember his first term in office? Remember his first term, Trump's first term in office? He selected a lot of people, then he had to fire a lot of people, he had to get new people, he had to fire them again. So Trump has dealt with those, personnel issues, staff issues. He has dealt with that. In his cabinet, he has dealt with his cabinet issues. This time, Trump is making sound decisions. So you may not agree with his decision. You may agree with his decision. You may criticize his decision. It's up to you. But what I will tell you is Trump knows what he is doing. He knows what he wants. If he is not selecting somebody who is in his or her 60s or 70s, some prominent judge who has a lot of experience, decades of experience in the legal field, and now is ready to be the Attorney General, Trump is clearly not looking for someone like that. Trump is not looking for someone like that. He is looking for young and energetic people. Young and energetic people. And if you just look at the selections he's making, clearly, he is thinking about the future. And I think, Terry, you said, right? Terry, was it you who said he's creating the next generation of leaders? Is that what you said, Terry? I don't know. I may have missed I thought I saw your comment, but I may have missed it. So I will tell you one thing, my friends, and this will be. I'm just going to go back a little. By the way, 169 people watching. It was a slow start for this live stream, but now people are joining. The number seems lower than my usual live streams, but I think we're gaining momentum here, okay? It's taking a while, but I think we're gaining momentum. So keep supporting my channel, okay? Keep supporting my channel, my friends, and don't forget to subscribe. You need to subscribe so that we can grow the size of this community. All right. Okay. So Terry said next generation. Exactly. When Trump chose J.D. Vance, okay, and whatever your opinions may be about J.D. Vance, some of you may love him, some of you may not. It's your decision, right? You get to you get to form your own opinions. But when Trump chose J.D. Vance, I actually wrote a letter to the editor that was published in New York Post. I wrote a letter to the editor that was published in New York Post. And in that letter, I wrote, former President Donald Trump has chosen Ohio's Senator J.D. Vance as his running mate, suggesting that it is time for the millennials to step into the limelight in American politics. That is what I wrote, and this was back in July. Here we are almost in the middle of November, and it was back in July when Trump selected J.D. Vance. I wrote this letter to the editor, and it was a strong letter because it was published in the New York Post. And in that letter, I wrote that the fact that Trump selected Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, it suggests that it is now time for the millennials. Who are the millennials? The millennials are my generation. Okay, I'm a millennial. And, there are millennials older than me. There are millennials younger than me. But this is the generation. It is time for the millennials to step into the limelight in American politics. And I also said, in that letter I wrote, Washington politics seems to be largely dominated by older Americans, primarily baby boomers and also those in the silent generation. That must change, and young leaders must ascend to various positions of power. And I wrote, Trump, by picking Vance for president, has shown that he understands the importance of bright minds and fresh ideas. And I said, I applaud Trump's decision. It is time for the people to accept the arrival of the next generation in national politics. And so, on this channel, I discussed, going back months ago, I discussed the various possible running mates. We talked about Kristi Noem. We talked about, Glenn Youngkin. We talked about Tim Scott and Vivek Ramaswamy. We talked about Ron DeSantis. We talked about Nikki Haley. And so, I discussed names. We discussed all these names. But then it was J.D. Vance, and his name was also in the short list, and so was Byron Donalds and Tulsi Gabbard's. So there were lots of names, floating, and people were discussing. And, we didn't know what Trump was looking for. Was he looking for, a female running mate, somebody who's successful as a chief executive like Kristi Noem? Was Trump looking for, a candidate who is experienced, maybe a businessman with a successful track record, and somebody who has great governance skills, like a great governor like Glenn Youngkin, or is he looking for someone who is an experienced legislator, somebody who has great working relationship with Trump, like Tim Scott, Senator Tim Scott, or is he going to, was he going to pick somebody else? Lots of discussion, right? And then when Trump selected J.D. Vance, I kind of realized, like at that moment, I realized that's what Trump is looking for. He is looking to to introduce the next generation of leaders, the millennials, in national politics. Now, you might say, there are millennials, there are some younger folks in national politics already. In the House of Representatives, you'll see some very young members of Congress. So the millennials are already there. They're running for office. They're winning. They're governing. What's so special about this? Well, this is the second highest public office in the country, the position of the vice president. So to have a millennial, I mean, this is bigger than JD Vance. I mean, I hope you understand. Yes, JD Vance is the running mate. He is now the vice president elect. Trump chose JD Vance. But if you look at it carefully, this is bigger than one person. JD Vance, it's not just JD Vance. He represents a generation, a millennial generation. Now, as we see the other appointments, the other nominations that Trump is making, it becomes very clear that he's actually the next generation. Like Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth has been nominated for the position of the Secretary of Defense. Pete Hegseth is in his 40s. Pete Hegseth is not a military general. Pete Hegseth is not someone who spent like 30 years in the military. He's not someone who has who has been a high-ranking executive in the defense industry. Pete Hegseth is a very, very young person. He's in his 40s. That's quite young, especially at the national level in politics, right? And he's not even a politician. Pete Hegseth, is a Fox News personality. And so my friends, you look at JD Vance, you look at Pete Hegseth, then you look at Matt Gaetz. I mean, Trump is selecting really young people. He's selecting really young people. He is not selecting the establishment people. He's not selecting, folks who have spent decades in Washington. He's not selecting people, those who have, those who are the, I don't know, what's the word? Technocrats, right? Technocrats, people with, big bureaucratic experience, lots and lots of years spent in Congress, lots and lots of years spent in the bureaucracy, big administrators, years of experience. No. Donald Trump is selecting people who will be loyal, and I should say not loyal to Trump, but loyal to the America First agenda. Not loyal to Trump, but loyal to the America First agenda. Because Trump is one person, he's an individual. But the America First agenda that Trump is promoting, that Trump is going to implement, that Trump is going to follow, the American First agenda, it's bigger than one person. Does that make sense, my friends? By the way, the number of viewers is going up, so it's good to see, although it's kind of slow, but it's steady, but it's good, okay? I appreciate that. I understand we're facing challenges because the haters want to slow us down. But we are getting there, okay? 160 people watching. Thanks for your support. Bree is writing, yes, it makes sense. So Trump is looking for individuals who will be loyal to the America First agenda. Whether you are talking about the Energy Department or Health and Human Services Department, Labor Department, Transportation Department, Justice Department, it should be somebody, people who he will select. Those individuals will have to be loyal to the Constitution. They have to be patriots, and they have to follow the America First agenda, which is putting Americans first, prioritizing Americans, making sure that our border is secure, making sure that our communities are safe, making sure that we have natural resources that we can utilize to achieve energy independence, making sure that we are reducing waste and abuse in government, to make government more efficient, making sure that we improve the healthcare sector, making sure that Americans have access to affordable, groceries and affordable gas. So, in a nutshell, this is the America First agenda. And Trump is looking for those individuals who will follow the America First agenda. And so he's not looking for the establishment type people. He is looking for young people, energetic people, the next generation. The next generation. Of course, we respect, we appreciate the wisdom of, and we value the seniors. Absolutely. Absolutely. People who have a lot of knowledge and wisdom and experience, yes, absolutely. They are very much appreciated. But, it's the course of human civilization that you have to hand over power to the next generation. And that is the natural course. At some point, in the future, J.D. Vance is going to be a very senior citizen. Matt Gaetz will be an elderly individual, and Pete Hegseth will be a senior citizen, and then the next generation will come in, and the next generation. That's how things move forward. And so Donald Trump is exactly doing the right thing. And this is bigger than just one person. As I said, this is bigger than J.D. Vance. This is bigger than Matt Gaetz. This is bigger than Pete Hegseth. This is just understanding the reality that it is now time to welcome the next generation at the highest levels of government, at the highest levels of government in the president's cabinet. Okay? So the establishment type people, they may not like it. There are probably a lot of hopefuls out there who thought that they will be selected for this cabinet position, that cabinet position, and maybe they're, seasoned politicians or seasoned bureaucrats or seasoned business people out there, 60 years old, 70 years old. Because, we saw that. Just think about the past administration that Trump had. He chose General Mattis. He chose Rex Tillerson. He chose a lot of senior people, very, very experienced, very, very seasoned, but things didn't work out, right? And so now Trump has a totally different approach, okay? And of course, there will be people out there who will say, oh, he doesn't have enough experience. It should be somebody else. It should be, but we saw it we saw how government has been run for many, many years, going back decades, how government has been run by very experienced and establishment people. And look where we are right now. Look at our national debt. Look at our border. Look at our communities. You go to a community, a village or a town or a city, and you go and talk to the local officials, they'll tell you that they're struggling to keep up with rising costs. There are communities that need a new village hall. They need a new community center. They need a new police station, but they don't have the resources. They need to pay for road repairs and street repairs. They need to fix the sewage system, and the communities don't have money. While the federal government is accumulating debt, trillions and trillions of dollars. So how did we get to this point? All those seasoned people, all those experienced people, all those, wise people who spent decades in Washington and they know everything, they have run big organizations. How did that work out? Here we are, buried in national debt. Okay, cost of healthcare keeps climbing. Inflation is bad. Roads and bridges need repairs, but we don't have money. Communities, local government struggling. Local government like villages and towns can't even find clerks. Really, it's a real problem. It's a real problem. There are communities, if you go and talk to local officials, let's say you go and talk to your village board members or your town board members, you'll find that there are communities that cannot find clerks. So if a village clerk leaves or a town clerk leaves, they can't find somebody to replace. They can't find candidates to, for hire. Bree is saying that's so true. That is true. That is true. So now Trump understands, and the people he selected, Trump, in the first 4 years, during his first term, he had to fire a lot of them because he probably selected them because of their reputation and their experience. And he thought, you know what, I need to get things done. I need experienced people. I need people who understand the system. But then, as it turned out, those were the same people who put up roadblocks. And they slowed down progress. Okay? I mean, think about the Attorney General that Trump had in his first term, Jeff Sessions. How did that work out? So now Trump understands, because we all learn from experience. We make good decisions, and we make decisions that we think at the time that we're making good decisions. Then we find out that no, that decision was not correct, or I chose the wrong person, or I didn't realize this would happen. And so now Trump has a lot more experience. He has seen the problems that he faced in his first term. And so now Donald Trump is making the right decisions. I believe, this is my humble opinion. This is my humble opinion. I'm just one person. You may disagree with me. You may disagree with me. Scripture is saying the haters are back. Okay, well, let the haters and the trolls listen to what I have to say. Okay. Let's see how far the trolls can go. Okay, 162 people watching right now. We can increase that number, my friends. Please like this video. Please like this video. Okay, I would appreciate that. So Donald Trump, personally, I'm just representing myself when I say this. I am personally very thrilled to see the decisions that Trump is making. And it's bigger than the individuals. He's bringing in a new generation of leaders. So I don't know how many of these individuals will be confirmed or not. That's a different process. But definitely, Donald Trump is doing something that politicians in the past, they haven't done. Politicians look for establishment. They look for, former presidents. They look for establishment type people. They look for those people with those big titles. Like whenever you think of like having a defense secretary, you think, oh, it's got to be a retired army general, or it has to be like some very high-ranking military leader, or it has to be somebody who spent decades in the defense industry and knows all about defense and all that. No, it has to be somebody with a passion to help our troops. Our military is the strongest military in the world. But in the last 4 years, we have seen how our military has been adversely affected because of these so-called woke policies and bad decision making. And so once again, we have to make our military strong. And so we need somebody in the Defense Department who has a passion. It's not about experience always. Somebody who has the desire who has the desire to make our military great again. Okay? Somebody who is passionate about helping veterans. Our veterans are suffering. Somebody who's passionate about helping veterans, somebody who cares about our military, somebody who will make our military strong again. And so, Trump thought Pete Hegseth's that guy. Okay? So, once again, the president gets to decide. There is no other formal body, government body, that can make an official recommendation other than, just advisors or friends who will say, Mr. Trump, this is the right guy or this is the right person. So I'm very happy. And when I see, Matt Gaetz selected, I'm not commenting about Matt Gaetz. What I'm saying is Donald Trump knows what he is looking for, and there's a reason why he selected Matt Gaetz. And for Donald Trump to write such wonderful words about Gaetz, that's powerful. And then again, it's a new generation. Matt Gaetz is not a retired federal judge or a federal judge in his 60s. That's not Matt Gaetz. So let's see what happens. And so, we'll see. And then again, there's another person I want to talk about. This is exciting. This is exciting. Tulsi Gabbard, who I had the wonderful opportunity of meeting a few times. Okay, I met her a few times. Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard has been selected for the position of the Director of National Intelligence, DNI. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Tulsi Gabbard, Director of National Intelligence. What are your thoughts on that? I'm going to read some of your comments here. Okay. So Tulsi Gabbard, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe she's 43 approximately, right? Is she 43 or 44 or 42? How old is Tulsi Gabbard? I think she's 43. I have her book. I have to look it up. By the way, I gotta show you. Some of you may have seen this already because I showed this to you. Hold on. Okay. The reason I'm showing this to you again, I think she's 43. So some of you have seen this already, Tulsi Gabbard's book right here. I showed it previously. And so she actually signed it for me. It says, Aloha Tosif. Thank you, Tulsi. Okay, you see that? All right. So anyway, I have, and I have to show you something else too. Hold on. I'm going to show you. Have you seen my picture with Tulsi? I posted it on my YouTube channel. Have you seen it? You want to see it again? I can show it to you again. Hold on. Let me know if you want to see it. Then I'll show it to you. By the way, 178 people watching. That's great. That's great. You know, it's slow, but we're getting there. We're building up momentum again. We have to do it. We have to do it, my friends. Um, okay, I'm gonna show you pictures here. If you want to see it, let me know if you want to or not. Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second, my friends. I have a lot of pictures here, so I have to search through it. Okay. All right. Okay. Ready for this? Do you see it? Photo with Tulsi. You see that? Did you see it or no? Did you all see it? Did you miss it or no? Okay, Bree writes great picture. Okay. Thank you. Kushi writes, yes, cool. Claudia saw it too. Okay. Well, so I've met her a few times, and I'm so happy. Scripture is writing, didn't your mother get a picture with her? Yes, my mom has a picture with her too. Hold on, I got to show that to you too. Actually, my mom has not one, more than one photos. Here's the picture of my mom with Tulsi. Here, you see that? Hold on. That's her. Okay, that's one. And I'll show you another one. Hold on. Okay, so my mother has another one with Tulsi. I'm going to show this to you as well. See? All right, so did you see both? Okay, so yeah, when I say my mother is a super conservative, this is exactly what I mean. She's very involved. She's a super conservative, very, very conservative, very much involved in the Republican Party and politics here. Okay. All right. So I was very happy when I learned. Hold on. Okay. Sassy is here. Hi, Sassy. So I was very happy when I found out that Tulsi Gabbard, and this happened earlier today, that Tulsi Gabbard has been selected for the position of the Director of National Intelligence. And this is, once again, you see someone who is in her 40s. Matt Gaetz in the 40s. Tulsi Gabbard in the 40s. Pete Hegseth in the 40s. J.D. Vance is probably less than that, right? Close to 40 or maybe 40. I don't know. And there's a trend. There's a pattern. And there is a pattern, and this is because Donald Trump is actively making decisions to get more younger people involved. More younger people. Because he wants the next generation of leaders. I mean, those who are in 30s, late 30s, mid 30s, early 40s, they have many years left. Many years left that, they can work hard, they can contribute to the growth and success of our country. And so I see some trolls here. The trolls are having a great time, it seems. But you know what? The trolls cannot defeat us. The trolls cannot stop us. I mean, the trolls did try, but we're gaining the momentum back. I mean, we're doing pretty okay here. Not as high, not as many views as my videos usually get. But still, I mean, so far, we had more than 6,100 people. Usually by this time, we usually get like 15,000 or 16,000 or sometimes even 20,000 actually. So channel has slowed down quite a bit because of the trolls and the haters reporting. But you know what? We are not going to be defeated. Here's what the trolls think. They think they're going to come here and disrupt and try to slow me down, try to discourage me. The trolls were waiting for November 6th so that I stopped live streaming. They thought Trump would lose. That did not happen. And here we are. And then they thought, oh, okay, maybe Trump has won. My work is over. No, this is not my work. This is my passion. This is what I like doing when I have free time. If I don't have free time, if I'm busy, what I do is I cut back on my sleep, I sleep less, and I carve out time to do these live streams. And so the trolls and the haters, they cannot stop me. They cannot stop me. Yeah, they can slow me down for a day or 2 or 3 days or a week. And if they think, oh, my views are going down, so I'm just gonna give up. Like, oh, what's the point? No, this is not my job. Okay, this is not my job. This is my passion. This is what I love doing. After I've done everything that I need to do throughout the day, and at night, this is what I love doing. Okay, before I get ready for the next day, before I go to bed, this is my passion. This is what I love to do. So if the trolls think they can stop me, no, they cannot. This is a routine. This is a routine. Okay. Okay. I see lots of trolls here. Okay, I see a lot of trolls here. So let me just ask you, who supports my channel? Who likes my channel? You can either write, I support, or I like, or I appreciate, or however you want to express it. Just let me know if you like this channel. Scripture says I do. Bree says me. Dallas says, I like your channel. Ken says, I like. Kushi says, me, I do. Vang says, I like your talking point. Terry says, I support Tassif. Garfield, by the way, this is not the real Garfield. This is not Garfield like the previous Garfield who used to show up, but stopped doing so after Kamala lost. This is another Garfield, but Garfield says I do. All right. Claudia says I love it here. Jet says I do. Aaron says I do. Stefana, is it Stefana or Stefana? Thanks for being here. Says appreciate you. Life's a script writes keep it up, Tassif. William writes I love it. Bree is giving me a thumbs up. John Drake says I love your channel. Invisible Man says I like. Thank you. Thank you so much. A viewer named The Real Garfield. Okay, I don't know if this is the real Garfield. The Real Garfield says Tassif is the greatest of all time. Tassif is the GOAT. Greatest of all time. All right. Audra says, I was just thinking, I hope Tassif is streaming, and here you are. Here I am, third live stream today. Can you believe that? Garfield, The Real Garfield says, I'm the same Garfield. Okay, are you? What real Garfield are you? There was a Garfield who used to come here and oppose my viewpoints. That's one Garfield, and there's another Garfield. That's the cat, the orange cat, Garfield. Which Garfield are you? Um, okay. Eric says, hello, Tossif and chat. Air Force writes, I do, but please get a moderator. Okay. All right. Thank you. Um, Helena writes, Tossif, what's your email? Okay. My email is public information. Anyone who wants to email me can do so. I'm going to post my email address here. If you want to email me, you can email me. Tossif@tossifanam.net. That's my email. Write it down. Audrey says, I love the orange cat. Yeah, I love Garfield, the orange cat. I love it. Okay. So just going back to the discussion that I was having. All right, my friends. Our views are up to 6,700. Okay, so we're getting there. Still slow, but you know what? We cannot be defeated. Okay. The real Garfield says, I'm Garfield the cat. All right, that's great. That is great. The Garfield the cat, watching my live stream, I am honored. I'm really very, very honored. Garfield the cat, watching my live stream. I'm so happy. Okay. I used to watch Garfield, the cartoon, and now Garfield the cat is watching my live streams. I mean, this is awesome. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Terry is saying, oh, thank the trolls for upping our views. That's what happened, right? I opened it up to all. I said, no, not going to do subscriber only mode. It's free for all. And everyone's here increasing my numbers. That is great. You know, the trolls actually help too. Audrey says, Garfield the cat is here with us. This is so great. Audrey, I can't confirm that Garfield the cat is here, but we have a viewer named The Real Garfield who claims to be Garfield the cat. Okay? So Garfield the cat apparently has nice fingers to be able to type on a keyboard or type on the phone. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. So as I was saying, Trump has selected Tulsi Gabbard. By the way, if you meet Tulsi Gabbard, she's a wonderful person. Okay. If you meet her, you got to meet her at some point. You know, if you ever have a chance of meeting Tulsi Gabbard or hearing her speak at an event, you're gonna absolutely like her. Okay, she's great, and I think she's going to be a great addition. For Donald Trump's cabinet, the director of national intelligence. That is such a powerful position. The director of national intelligence, and let me just tell you a little bit about the director of national intelligence. Okay, Garfield says, my owner John is watching you on TV, on YouTube, on TV. I'm on the... Okay, so your owner John is watching me on YouTube, on TV, and you're on the computer. That is great. Bree says, heard her speak at a rally. She's amazing. Bree, what rally did you go to? Bree, what state you are in? Would you please remind me what state you are in and what rally you went to? Please let me know, Bree. Okay. All right, let's see. There's a viewer here who's named The Real Joe Biden. We have a viewer watching this live stream, participating in the chat window, and the viewer's name is The Real Joe Biden. Oh my God. The Real Joe Biden. Bree says, I'm in Michigan. Okay. Well, that's great, Bree. We love Michigan. We love Michigan. Michigan voted for Trump. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write it. I'm going to write it. I love Michigan. Okay, my friends, we have to show our support for Michigan. So I'm going to write, I love Michigan. If you love Michigan too, please write it. We love Michigan. Michigan's a great state. A neighbor. We love it. Michigan voted Trump. Okay. The viewer named the real Joe Biden says, I voted Trump. Okay. That I can believe. That I can believe. Okay. Terry writes, we love Michigan too. So my friends, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence started operation in 2005. Okay, for those who did not know, I actually looked it up. I didn't know this, but I looked it up. I wanted to read a little bit more about the cabinet position and DNI. And so I found that the Office of the Director of National Intelligence started operation in 2005. And the Director of National Intelligence is the principal intelligence advisor to the president. So definitely, this is a very important position, and Tulsi Gabbard is the one who Donald Trump chose for this role. Okay, and so, yeah, thanks for allowing me to share my pictures. My picture with Tulsi Gabbard with you. My mom has more pictures with Tulsi than I do. Okay. So Tulsi Gabbard, she's a former congresswoman. We know that. She used to be a Democrat congresswoman. And then she ran in 2020 for president. She ran for president as a Democrat. She's from Hawaii. And she's a successful author. Obviously, I showed you her book right here. And she left the Democrat Party. She left the Democrat Party, and for a while she did not have party affiliation because she did not become a Republican right away. So she left the Democrat Party, and then she recently became a Republican. She joined the Republican Party, and she endorsed Donald Trump. She endorsed Trump during the 2024 presidential season. Okay? And so this is amazing. And, we're talking about people with common sense uniting. People who love this country uniting. People who believe in America first uniting. Tulsi Gabbard used to be a Democrat, but she realized that the Democratic Party is not the kind of party that she wants to be a part of. Okay? The Democrat Party is not a party of the working people. The Democratic Party is not a party of common sense. So she left the Democrat Party and she became a Republican. She endorsed Trump and she believes in the America First agenda. Okay? John, are you calling me fool? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying I'm a fool? Why are you saying that, John? I'm not a fool. I think I'm pretty intelligent. So yeah, I don't know why somebody would call me fool. All right, let me see the chat window here. See, so many Trump supporters. So many Trump supporters. Right here on this chat. Okay. Dallas is saying, please don't get distracted by trolls. Let's talk about the wins today. Absolutely. We are winning. Bree is asking, did you see the meeting between Trump and Biden? Absolutely. Absolutely. What a meeting that was. And Biden promised that it would be a smooth transition. And Trump said that he appreciates that it would be a smooth transition. It was great. And so once again, going back to the same pattern, Tulsi Gabbard in her 40s, J.D. Vance quite young, Pete Hegseth in his 40s, Matt Gaetz in his 40s. I'm curious to know who else Trump will pick for the remainder of the cabinet positions. And when you look at Michael Waltz, okay, so Michael Waltz is the congressman who Trump selected for the position of the National Security Advisor, and Michael Waltz is also fairly young. I think I'm looking it up here on the internet, and it's telling me that he is 50. Is he 50? I think he's 50. That's what I learned from the internet search. Kristi Noem is, I think, 52, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. And so even 50 and 52 are quite young compared to, being 70 years old, 65 years old, like we have seen some of the previous appointees. I mean, yes, we need senior people, obviously. But really the younger generation is going to have a big impact here. I mean, that's how it should be. So I think this is great. Now, who is this? Okay, let me block some trolls here. Okay. All right. So this viewer named Sunny is going to be blocked. Okay. This viewer named Sunny is going to be blocked. Okay. Who else wants to be blocked? Who else wants to be blocked? Who else should I block? I don't block people who disagree with me. I block those who are causing disruption and those who say irrelevant stuff and those who engage in insulting, okay? So anyone else who wants to be blocked? Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, so this viewer named Crazy has called me fraud. That's name calling because I am not fraud. I'm a very honest man, so I'm going to block that person. Okay. All right. So I just blocked Crazy. Okay. All right. So I guess that's it, right? Okay. It's kind of fun. We have a viewer here whose name is the real Joe Biden. I mean, this is so funny. This is so funny. The real Joe Biden. What can I say? Air Force is saying, I love it when Tossif blocks them, LOL. Okay. Yeah, Garfield is writing, Tossif, you should be the ambassador to Bangladesh. So you want me to be the U.S. ambassador to Bangladesh? Is that what you're saying? Garfield, where are you from? Just because I was born and raised in Bangladesh, Garfield is saying, being an ambassador is a it's a prestigious position, right? Mike Huckabee was just selected to be the ambassador to Israel. Okay. Garfield is saying, I'm from Troy, Michigan. Okay, you are from Troy, Michigan. All right. Okay. Yep, Mike Huckabee is going to be a U.S. ambassador. We're going to see lots of new ambassadors to different countries, okay? So Garfield wants me to be a U.S. ambassador. Claudia, thank you so much for your kind words, Claudia. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. Terry is writing, Tossif likes blocking, and we get a great laugh from it too. Okay. Invisible Man wants me to have the highest office, public office in the country. Invisible Man says, I think you should be president after Trump. I am so honored. I am so honored. Okay. Really, that is probably one of the best compliments I can get. Someone writing, I think you should be president after Trump. It would be amazing to run for president. It would be wonderful to run for president. Okay. Unfortunately, I am a naturalized U.S. citizen, which is different from being a natural born U.S. citizen. So natural born U.S. citizens are those who are born on U.S. soil. Naturalized U.S. citizens are those who become citizens through the process of naturalization. And so I was not born on U.S. soil. I came to the country, to the United States of America, as a legal immigrant, and I became a naturalized U.S. citizen. And naturalized citizens are not eligible to run for president. So if you are thinking, toss it for president 2028, sadly, very, very sadly, that's an office that I'm not able to run for. Okay, so, but thank you so much for your vote of confidence. I'm very honored. Thank you. Thank you so much. Christy is writing, I'm happy you're here. Thank you, Christy. Audrey is writing, we need more immigrants like you. Thank you so much. The real Joe Biden is giving me an endorsement. The real Joe Biden says, you have my endorsement. Wow. So I just got endorsed for president by the real Joe Biden. How awesome is that? Okay. Invisible Man, I appreciate it. Garfield is saying, Tossif is too young for president. He's only 29. Well, if you think I'm 29, I am so grateful that you think I'm 29, okay? I would love to be 29 once again. I'm not. But I don't know if I look 29, but if you think I'm 29, that's great. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm getting lots of wonderful compliments here. And I kept the live stream, the live chat open for everyone. Okay. So even those who did not subscribe are able to participate. Okay. And I'm getting such wonderful compliments. Of course, I did have to block 2 people, I think. But the rest are being so kind to me. So kind to me. Thank you so very much. I'm so happy. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to look at the chat window here. All right. Oh, thank you for all the wonderful compliments. I am so honored. Garfield writes, Tossif would be anti-gang and tough on crime. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anti-gang and tough on crime. Yep. So Kushi, let me ask you, where are you from again? Would you remind me? Because Kushi wrote, Evers needs to go, referring to our governor Tony Evers. Tony Evers is up for re-election in 2026. If he decides to run for re-election, he may not run for re-election. Who knows? We're waiting to find out. Okay. All right. Let's see. My friends, have you subscribed? If you have not subscribed, please do so, okay? We're making progress very slowly, though. So far, this video has been viewed by 8,500 people. That's lower than what I usually get, but that's still okay. We understand we're running into some roadblocks, but I appreciate all your support. And, I enjoy the conversation. Regardless of the number of views, I enjoy the conversation very, very much. Okay. Trey is here. Hello, Trey. All right. By the way, while you all are here, let me ask you, who has a Twitter account? Who has a Twitter account? Anyone has a Twitter account? Well, it's called X now, but it's called X now, but you know what I mean. Who has Twitter? Okay, I'm going to share my Twitter link. If you want to follow me on Twitter, please do so. I'm going to share my link with you, okay? I'd love to connect on Twitter. Hold on. I'm going to copy and paste. Okay. Okay. So, and it's very easy to find. You go on Twitter and you just type Tosifanam. That's my Twitter handle. Okay. Okay. All right. If you follow me, I'll follow. Just mention that you watch my live stream, because sometimes people have different usernames on the live stream versus Twitter. So you have to tell me that you got my info from Twitter, and then I can I can follow back. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. Okay. I'm switching screens here. Crockett says, Instagram will help you fast right. Do you want to connect with me on Instagram? I have Instagram. Do you want to connect with me on Instagram? I can give you my Instagram info here in just a little bit. Okay, let me post my Instagram link. Here. Can you click on it? Do you think you can click on it? Should I pin it to the top of the live chat? Okay, I pinned that message. So you can now see it. You can follow me on Instagram if you want. Okay. By the way, I want to see how many Trump supporters are here. I know there are some people who love Kamala. They're probably here. Let's write Trump 2024. This is an exercise we used to do before the election, but we can do it again. The real Joe Biden is saying Trump 2024. Claudia is saying Trump, Trump, Trump. Invisible Man says Trump 2024. Christy says, I support Trump. Bree says Trump 2024. Okay, lots of Trump supporters here. This is awesome, my friends. This is awesome. Audra says, I'm a big Trump supporter. Stefana, is it Stefana? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Stefana Harris? Or is it Stefana? I don't want to mispronounce your name. Robert says, wouldn't say I'm a Trump supporter, but I voted Trump because he's the better option of the two. Okay. All right. Well, Robert, I hope that over the next few years, you will understand that you made the right decision by voting for Trump. And I hope you will become a Trump supporter over time. Okay. The viewer named The Real Joe Biden is being very humorous. Okay, it's interesting. Okay, The Real Joe Biden writes, remember, Tausif has my 2028 endorsement. Oh, that is awesome. And that person, The Real Joe Biden, has a picture of Joe Biden as the profile photo. Okay, Trey is saying, next live stream, wear one of those shirts that says there are no blue states, just blue cities, with a picture of America voting red by each county. I have to find a shirt like that. I don't have one. Okay, so it's Stefana. It's Stefana, right? It's Stefana. You're saying you're pronouncing it great. It's the second one. So it's Stefana. Okay. Named after my Sicilian immigrant grandma. Okay, that's great. That's great. Well, thank you. So Stefana, where are you from? There are many Italians in Wisconsin, especially in the eastern part of the state, especially if you go to like Racine and Kenosha, those areas in southeast Wisconsin. There are many Italians. I have some friends there, Italian Americans, people whose ancestors came from Italy. So let me know what state you're from. Okay. I asked Bree. Bree is from Michigan, right, Bree? And Claudia is from North Carolina. I try to remember. My friend Terry is from South Dakota. Okay. Christy is from Texas. Oh, we love Texas. It's always wonderful to find out that almost during every live stream, there's somebody from Texas. We love Texas. We absolutely love Texas, and I've said this so many times. No matter which state you live in, if you are a freedom-loving American, you gotta love Texas. Okay. Uh, uh, Invisible Man says, "Are you from India?" No, I am not from India, but thank you for the question. I'm not from India. I'm originally from Bangladesh. That's why I think someone said, who was it who said, uh, uh, you know, was it Garfield who said, uh, you should be the U.S. ambassador to Bangladesh? I think it was Garfield. Yeah, that's the reason why Garfield said that. The real Garfield, like we're talking about the orange cat. Um, so the orange cat said, you should be the U.S. ambassador to Bangladesh. That's the reason, because I'm originally from Bangladesh, came to the United States as a legal immigrant, and then became a naturalized U.S. citizen. Uh, yeah. All right. Let's see. Mm. All right. Audrey is saying, my mom's parents came from Ireland. Okay, they landed in New York. Your dad is born and raised in Scotland. Okay. And he also came to the USA. Oh, well, thank you for sharing that story. Audrey, your mom's parents came from Ireland. Your dad's family, your dad is from Scotland, and your mom and dad met in the USA. That is so great. And madly fell in love. That is wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Um, okay. Mm, okay. Now, my friends, let me ask you this. Who is here for the first time? Who's watching this channel, this live stream for the first time? I want to know, because we want to give a warm welcome to those who are watching for the first time. Okay. We're going to say welcome. Okay. So this viewer, a tough pill. What's your real name? Garfield's been here before. I know that. What if you would just, so anyone who has like a long screen name, like 4 or 5 words, if you just give us your first name, that's much easier. It's much easier to address. Okay. By the way, if you're here for the first time, welcome. Thank you for being here. Zach, thank you. Thank you, Zach, for being here. Mm. Garfield is writing, Garfield, sir. Okay. All right. So maybe not too many new people, right? Only Zach said me. Okay. All right. So let's do one thing. If you want to help out this channel, please share a link to this video on your social media pages. Okay. That will help spread the word, and hopefully will grow the size of this community. Joaquin is here writing hello. Well, hello. Let me see. Okay, so Joaquin, you've been here before, right? Yes, I think you've been here before. Christy's saying been here a few times. Thank you, Christy. Okay. Okay. Would anyone like to check out my Facebook page? I have a public page on Facebook that you can follow. Would you like a link to that? I can share that link with you. Mm-mm. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm going to share this link with you. It took me a while. Okay, so here's my link. It's Tausif Anam MPA. So Tausif is my first name, Anam is my last name. You can see it on my channel, and MPA is Master of Public Affairs. So that's my degree. That's my master's degree. So if you go on Facebook and you look up Tausif Anam MPA, you are going to see a page with 5.6K followers, so 5,600 followers. So that's the page that you can follow. So if you go and click on it, I should be able to see you. I am on that page right now, and so you can go and look it up. My friends, our numbers are pretty steady today. Not very high, but it seems like we're getting a steady stream of viewers. That's good. If people would also subscribe, that would be great. But when the trolls and the haters report, and when we fall behind, it's kind of hard to catch up. Okay. By the way, if I get 9 more subscribers, I will reach 9,200 subscriptions. So 9 more subscribers to get to 9,200 subscriptions, and I'm trying to get to 10,000 actually. So if you can help me get 9 more subscribers, that would actually be wonderful. Alvin is sharing about Alvin's son's demise. Alvin, very sorry to hear that. Very sorry for your loss, Alvin. Very sorry for your loss. May your son's soul rest in eternal peace, Alvin. Thank you for sharing that, and very sorry to hear. But sometimes you have to talk about your sorrow, and especially you're talking about the circumstances surrounding your son's death. That's very tragic. So what can I say? There are no words that can heal the pain, really. But we will keep you and your family in our prayers, Alvin. Thank you for being a part of this community. Thanks for coming, and we'll keep your family in our prayers, Alvin. Okay, let's see. Okay. So, my friends, tell me one thing. What time of the day is the best for you to watch my live stream? I do live streams in the morning. On the weekends, I do multiple live streams throughout the day. Um, Usually I do live streams at night or early evening. Is there a particular time that works best for you? Um, and I'm in the central time zone, so keep that in mind. Central time zone. Um, Audrey, sorry for your losses as well. Sorry to hear about your loss, Audrey. Claudia writes 8 p.m. So Claudia, you are in North Carolina. Do you mean 8 p.m. Eastern or Central? Um, Audrey is writing, best time for me is nighttime. Okay. Yeah, nighttime is easier for me too. Claudia says that's 7 p.m. for you. Okay, so 8 p.m. your time, 7 p.m. my time. All right. Air Force is writing all day, every day. Listen while working. Thank you. Thank you for continuing to support this channel. Okay. So my friends, really, just going back to the original discussion. It is really wonderful to see that Donald Trump is introducing the new generation at the highest level of government. So he's choosing a lot of people in their 40s, 30s, and I think it is going to be great. And this is the kind of decision making that we need for Trump, which is he is inviting young and energetic individuals into his administration. And I am eagerly looking forward to seeing who else Donald Trump is going to select for the remainder of the positions. Okay, there are still many cabinet positions left that he has to fill. So I'm going to pay close attention, and I'll try to bring to you the latest information. Okay, the latest information, and obviously share with you my thoughts and opinions. Invisible Man is asking, can you be anything that's not president? So the general answer to that question, give me 1 second. Okay, so the general answer to that question is that a naturalized U.S. citizen can work in all jobs in government, all jobs, okay? Local government, state government, federal government. A naturalized U.S. citizen can have any jobs in the country, okay? And in terms of running for office, a naturalized U.S. citizen can be a member of the House of Representatives, can be a senator, can be a governor. A naturalized U.S. citizen can run for state assembly, state senate, mayor, city council, whatever, okay? The only exception is U.S. president. That's the only office that if you want to run for that, you have to be a natural-born citizen, not a naturalized citizen. But naturalized citizens, as I said, can be mayor, city councilor, county board member, state assemblyman, state senator, governor, congressman, U.S. senator. Yeah, so anything but not the U.S. president. Audrey is writing, thank God Trump is born and raised in USA. Yeah. So Audrey, you're from New York, right? So Audrey, Trump is a New Yorker. And you love that, right, Audrey? New Yorker. I mean, he lives in Florida now, but obviously he's going to live in the White House. But um, he's a New Yorker. That's him. All right. So, my friends, do you have any final questions or comments for me? Anything you want to share? Anything you want to ask? Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up my live stream. Stacy's saying, hello you're from California. All right. Hello, Stacy. Okay. All right, my friends, please make sure that you support my channel, you subscribe and hit the like button. And, let's see. Yeah, I did see Don Lemon, news about Don Lemon leaving Twitter, or, now called X. I did see that. Okay. I did see that. Yep, Don Lemon. If he doesn't want to be on X, it's his decision. So, my friends, thank you so very much for spending more than 2 hours with me on this live stream. And obviously, before that, I had another live stream and I had one in the morning too. So I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so very much. I will be back with more videos and more live stream. Please continue to support this channel. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Hit the like button. Subscribe. And share this video with your friends, family members, and your neighbors, okay? So thank you so very much, my friends. May God bless you all. May God bless President-elect Donald Trump, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you so very much, my friends. Have a wonderful night, and I will be back again soon with a new live stream. Thank you.